This thing is on because I just started it. So let me close my door. And Charles, you want to do the welcomes? Let me close my door.
Yeah, I'll do the welcomes. Just tell me we're on. Hi, everyone. It is Charles and Francisco for another episode of Sports Goofs. If we're delayed, it's because I am a horrible leadoff man, as always, but Francisco is tending to services. So, episode's going to be kind of fun for us. We're going to be doing a little bit of everything. We're at the All-Star break for baseball. We know we have the Home Run Derby coming on along with the All-Star game. We get to talk about a lot of things such as the NBA free agency period and what the hell that was. Maybe we'll have a little gripe for some UFC stuff that's going on. We'll talk about that. And then more importantly, I think it's a little bit contentious to some degree, but do we really care about soccer? International soccer, women's soccer, we leave it to us to debate to be good and bad. I mean,
Yeah.
Go USA, go women's. We don't care about the Deutsch as opposed to Austin Powers Gold member tells us. But, I find that in a time of the year, Francisco, for a lot of sports to be slow, there's plenty of things to talk about,
Oh yeah.
surprisingly.
Oh yeah. And as another treat for Charles, I've got WrestleMania 18 for the GameCube on screen here. So
One of the best ones, to be honest.
yeah, is it 18 or hold on? Let me make sure I got my numbers right. Let me get back to the title screen. My Roman numerals correctly. XIX. Okay, 19. It's 19 actually. All right, but whatever. I'm one off. Yeah, so I got WrestleMania on here, on the screen here. Andrew, our good buddy, he's joining us from afar this time. He's a bit under the weather, but nonetheless, you know, we he's watching us. He's listening to us. So, Charles, I don't know which topic you want to start with first because, I mean, gosh, we got the
It's plentiful.
Jimmy Butler's in Miami now. Frickin' Kawhi and Pete and Paul George somehow found his way to the L.A. Clippers. Much to I don't know if disgust or whatever to LeBron and his crew out in the other side of the hallway.
Let's table the NBA for a second because I feel like we're going to eat a lot of time to it. But, let me ask you this, Francisco.
Oh yeah.
When it comes to any kind of all-star break in a sports, is there nothing better than a home run derby? All sports across the side?
Out of all of the so the Pro Bowl doesn't matter.
Well,
It's never mattered. Nothing for the Pro Bowl has ever mattered ever. The the NBA dunk contest has been awful for quite a while.
it's
It hasn't.
whitewashed.
Yeah, I think
Not that good.
I just think that you've gotten to the point where you've done basically anything a human being can do with the basketball in the air, you know,
Yeah.
without going to ridiculous lengths as far as props and what have you. The NHL also has their skills competition before the All Star game, which is nice, but I mean, it's basically saying who's the fastest on the ice. And well, the NBA has the same thing: who's the fastest, who shoots the hardest, who shoots the most accurate, which goalie is the most best blocker, that type of thing. And then the home run derby, which I don't know. It's just the majesty of the home run. You know, chicks dig the long ball type of thing. Like it's just it because you're in a venue where okay, fine, seeing a majestic home run during regular season play or the playoffs, that's great. It's fantastic, but this is where you get into kind of video game territory of distance of home runs. You know, and that's the fun stuff. That's what I like to see.
Yeah, and I find you can easily find somebody to root for, whether your team representative is there or not, in the home run derby. There's no real time constraints. Sometimes it goes down to the wire. You get some guys who should be there that get tossed in the first round. You get some guys that were long shots hitting the long ball to stay around. And then you get some guys who run a big game and nothing happens. I forgot the player from about 2 or 3 years ago who was making the big stink about how he should be there, and then he was out in the first round. I gotta research that a little bit, but it was funny. But I mean, we got baseball's poster child of greatness, Mike Trout, in it.
Yeah,
Chris
finally.
Sale wasn't going to be in it, but he's backed out of this one because he has like an injury, right?
Yeah.
You have the future, poster child of the MLB with Cody Bellinger
Oh yeah.
going in there. He's on a tear. And then Mike Moustakas representing, who is he on now? The Padres. Good for him.
Yeah.
And then my own Gary Sanchez. And here's the thing, Gary kind of brings it, but I fully expect him to be kind of knocked out. So once he's effectively knocked out, then I'll go into my Mike Trout, secretive love, unabashed love coming out and just let him have fun. But you find guys to root for that aren't even on your team. And surprisingly, you don't have a lot of like the usual names of the big hitters that are in there. I mean, JD Martinez isn't in there. I know Corey Springer's injured and all that stuff. You even got some guys that I have not been caught up to yet, like Jorge Soler. I know he's a player.
He's
under the radar.
he's Doug's cousin, by the way. So I'm just kidding.
Maybe, but I mean, he's playing for the Royals. So, and that's also something that's good too about I would feel baseball in and of itself, even though I think all All-Star voting ballots are kind of prejudiced by fans voting.
Yeah.
But you get some guys like production leads you in there. They get the invite. And you know who's not there this year? Bryce Harper, Manny Machado.
Yeah, the big money guys that are not having the greatest of season. I think Manny's having an okay season, but freaking Bryce Harper is not producing to what Phillies fans would hope. But Phillies fans are still, in a kind of honeymoon period with him. They'll rightfully blue him by. If the Phillies are struggling to get one of the wild card spots, September.
Yeah, very competitive after this time of the break for the wild card. It makes you appreciate them getting a second wild card.
Yeah,
I feel.
Well, I've looked back on the history. I really am glad there's a second wild card because it's created much more drama. I mean, there's teams that have sub 500 records that are still in it for the second wild card spots. Like I think the Cincinnati Reds could technically, if they ever gotten like a 5-6 game win streak, they'd be right there for actually competing.
I mean, the Oakland Athletics are making a comeback, just kind of how they did last year, being kind of mediocre for the first 2 months of the baseball season, and then all of a sudden, bam, they go straight to it. They get that heater. They keep the same production, which is kind of respectable for Oakland because they didn't really get anybody new. They didn't really trade anybody away. They're just hitting their bumps and hitting their stride.
Yeah. So I don't know if you can see what I'm doing on screen. I'm creating a character here in WrestleMania. So I don't even know what stats to put on him. Like,
I mean, what kind of character do we want to be? We want to be a little lucha libre. Do they want to be they want to be a hoss? Do they want to be a technician?
I have him on the profile. I've named him Sporty McGoof. His nickname is Charles the True.
Okay, I can do this. You have to keep me heel.
I've kept him as a heel. Okay, he's the heel. So now we're getting to the abilities. So we've got
for fans out there, wrestling or the viewers out there, the terminology heel means bad guy.
Yeah. So I think we've got about 20 points we can use to kind of balance this guy out. So
if we're basing off of me, I'm like 5'7", so I think I'm a strapping, strong lad, but I don't think I can knock Brock Lesnar into existence or out of existence.
So we've got 10 points to work with on your basic endurance, strength, agility, jumping, and recovery. So where should we allocate our points?
Well, I couldn't do CrossFit if my life depended on me. So we're gonna put like 4 on strength because you got to get a little bit of that muscle in there.
Yeah, he lifts, bro. He lifts.
Yeah. So I used to play basketball down in Miami, so I'll give myself 2 points. It was something go on the blacktop when you see some guys there. You're like, don't mention I'm a lawyer. You're gonna get killed. It's okay. They'll rob you. Recovery, that should be put to 0 because I'm in pain like
I can't even put it to 0, so we're leaving it there.
We'll give a little endurance. All right,
we'll add another point there. We'll add 2 points to it then.
All right, then we'll just give me some agility, and that's
Yeah.
because I'll do a pull like DDP yoga,
All
straighten your
right.
spine.
All right. How about some? Okay, attack. We got 13 points left on this.
I do. Okay, so
Striking, grappling, and joint locks.
man, you gotta. I feel like that's where a lot of my things should be at. So if I got 13 points, I gotta equitably distribute some of them. So let's pop out about 7 points that we're gonna allocate here, and we're gonna put a good portion of them to grappling and joint locks.
Okay.
So what is it? We got 7. We're gonna put 7 here. So give me 2 on striking.
Okay, 2 on striking.
Yeah.
Okay, grappling.
Grappling. Well, what is it? Give me like 3 on grappling,
Okay.
and then the remainder we'll put there.
All right. So, all right, cool. All right, now we got defense. We got 8 points to allocate to defense.
All right, so if I'm playing a heel, I'm gonna play the heel of like I'm getting the hell out of every position I can get. Forget resilience. Resilience you want in a baby face because of the fact that hey, he's coming back to it. He's about to Hulkamania out. You go from there. We're putting those remaining 8. So 4 on escape, 4 on flexibility. We're gonna have fun with it.
Okay. All right. Let's okay, 4 on escape, 4 on flexibility. I have 2 more points left. So, let's see where you can put it.
All right. I guess we'll just give me a little bit more on striking then.
Striking. All right. Well,
Yeah.
yeah, we'll even out your attack then. We got one more point.
Oh God, the pressure. That's because we never did anything. Okay, give me 1 for recovery. Just
Okay,
1.
1 for recovery. All right, cool.
Because my knees would disagree with you in a heartbeat.
All right, so that's your ability, and yeah, folks, we're kind of moving away from the sports talk, but I mean, we'll get to it. Don't worry, we just got to create our character here because I'm assuming this will not be the first time or the last time that we'll be playing this game, so we might as well make a character now and use them for future episodes.
Yeah. Plus, here's the thing. Wrestling related. Once we get to the cage, I'll have my own avatar, basically.
Yeah, I could actually. Yeah, we could use them. We could promote them. Make a PNG file of it. Okay, so moves. We got fight style. Oh God, this is
It's very intricate.
Oh,
very
we're not gonna finish this anytime soon, are
No.
we? Okay, well, while we're doing this, let's. So home run derby is gonna be happening. That'll be fun. I regret missing. Well, I didn't miss the home run derby in 2017 when the Marlins hosted the All Star game. I was able to see that. It was really really fun. Of course, your Yankees took out both of my Marlins.
Yes. That was the Aaron Judge year, right?
Aaron Judge versus Giancarlo. Yeah, and Aaron Judge won that. He had that freaking majestic. I think he was the first person to ever hit the roof at Marlins Park, which is amazing because Giancarlo Stanton had played there for years at that point.
Let me tell you a funny story about Aaron Judge.
Yeah.
My father is not a big sports guy. He doesn't care. He turns wrenches for a living and loves to watch his Spanish telenovelas on Netflix. It's the reason why I paid the $13 a month. So I put on some, baseball in the background because it was there was them versus the Mets. I'm like, oh, have fun with it. So he sees like Aaron Judge.
Yeah.
And, I'll put wrestling on in the background. I'll put on football in the background. Doesn't bat an eye.
Right.
He sees this guy. He's like, what is this? It looks like the Incredible Hulk toned it down on CrossFit and like spray tanned himself a little bit with the jaw and everything. So I was just like surprised. So apparently I think my father has a special connection to Aaron Judge. But then he's like the biggest baseball player I've ever seen outside of Randy Johnson. Standing in all like 6'6", 6'7",
Yeah.
220 pounds. I told him you should see this guy Giancarlo, who is basically chiseled in the eyes of Adonis, because I saw that magazine spread for ESPN body. I was like, holy crap, man! Do you not eat a carb?
Yeah. I'm eating a slice of cheese, by the way. All right, so
non-sponsor of the week for you. Cheese.
Oh no, I got a good non-sponsor this week. All right, so well, more 4th of July happenings. Let's say. While we're here, I might as well get my U.S. women's national team won the Women's World Cup. I didn't watch a single minute of it whatsoever. So I don't know if I'm a bad American, or I'm a sexist, or I'm a chauvinist. I have no idea. People might want to label me all that. Here's what you label me: a guy that just doesn't like soccer, in any of its forms, even Mario form. I can't even play Mario Strikers.
Well, I'm sorry, what Strikers is fun? But we can comment on it.
I'm just saying, no, I've tried. I've tried playing Mario Strikers and I can't. So it's not the women's team. It's not soccer. Well, it is soccer. It's the sport of soccer. The only equivalent of it that I like is Rocket League, which is just car soccer. You know, and even then, I only play the snow day mode, which is basically car hockey. So, but I've played regular Rocket League too. So, I don't know. It's just, am I a bad American? Am I just a?
Well, if you're a bad American, I think that makes two bad Americans on this podcast because soccer just doesn't wet my whistle, man. I mean, okay, people are popular for kicking stuff. I kicked a lot of stuff when I was a kid. I kicked boxes. I kicked rocks. I know a lot of my brethren from Colombia and Argentina back in the day. They were poor people kicking rocks and stuff at the box. Hopefully they weren't kicking cats and dogs. I think it's just too long. Look, I respect the athleticness of it. It's a big field. It's a long game.
Yeah.
Ugh. I don't even think it's one of those sports for me that even if you gave me the changes that I wanted in it, such as a shorter time frame, I don't think I would still watch it. And I'm not big into the whole international, competition either because there's nothing really to gain from it. I understand we get a fancy trophy and we can say, hey, we're consecutive winners and all that stuff, but I feel this way about the Olympics too. You got to give me something that's really like a massive donation to a charity of that country's choice or that need, or, maybe hold the kids hostage if they don't win. I don't know. There's some stuff out there. You save the lives.
Yeah.
I don't know. Make it compelling. Put the risk on there because at the end of the day, it's just a couple of people who are great. And I think part of the problem is that the players that are in the both men and women's cups, obviously the women are more superior, dominant. They deserve to have equal wages. We'll get that controversy out there by saying people deserve to get paid.
Well, yeah, exactly. Yeah, well.
So I understand that completely, but there is no national recognition, not from their international play, but there's just no national recognition in the States. I can't name you people who are on there. The only female soccer player I ever know was Mia Hamm, and that's because 1999 they got Noakes, and then also her Taylor Girl.
I can at least name three. Megan Rapinoe, Alex Morgan, and Hope Solo. Those are the only three that I know. And
Hope Solo's still around?
I think so. At least I think so. Maybe I'm wrong. I have no idea.
Players we remember to forget women's edition.
Well, she wouldn't be in that. She'd probably be in Let's Haul Y'all when she gets to the Soccer Hall of Fame, the U.S. Soccer Hall. Yeah, but whatever.
That's how I remember that, and maybe it's the attorney in me.
Oh, and of course, Andrew here is correcting my pronunciation of Rapinoe instead of Rapinoe. That's a rap name. So, anyways, it's just I didn't have any interest in it. But look, they did their thing, whatever, and they're obviously better than the men's team, which I think lost the Gold Cup to Mexico and didn't score a goal or something like that. As far as I can cursorily, peripherally remember, I have no idea.
Somewhere there's a president
very
angry that the men couldn't beat a Mexican team.
Well, loser gets to build the wall. Loser pays for the wall. That's what it should have been. I would have.
See, that's when the stakes would matter.
Yeah, exactly. Actually, that would have been fun. Maybe the U.S. team actually wins. They're like, holy crap, we got to pay for that.
Okay, hear me out because we're going down this rabbit hole. Stake of the Wall Foundation. Let's screw the politics. Let's not stall it. Women's soccer team versus Mexican male team. It's a revenge game. It's a game about equality, and bam, someone gets inside the wall issue.
I'm pretty darn sure some of the women are taller than those Mexican men. So.
Hey,
I'm not making fun of. I'm Latino, so I'm just saying. But I think notoriously the Mexican men aren't as tall as some of the other teams around the world, Argentina or especially the European teams. Okay, but whatever. Okay, I'm not a bad American. I'm a regular American that just doesn't care about soccer. So
yeah, and so you're basically every American except when it's cup season.
Yeah.
Because all right, so the issue to bring in today in 21st century social media, everybody seemed to care about the World Cup, And it was one of those times. And full disclaimer: I hardly use social media. Part of it because of what I do for a living. Part of it because I really don't think people care about my opinion about stuff that are really trivial at the end of the day. Because let's be honest here, men, women's soccer, gold cup, silver cup, bronze cup, platinum cup, whatever cup you call it, is not really the end all be all functioning society. But holy crap, that people want to voice a lot of support into it and everything else. I'm just like, I kind of want to like go into a chat box and be like, hey, Netherlands for the win, baby. You made me a little anti-American. I don't know why.
Hey, by the way, what kind of hair should this guy have here? Because there's so much.
See.
Should we go
I
long?
need
Should we go?
that screams pomposity. So I need something that screams pompousness. Francisco, if you gave me
no afro
horseshoe, I kill you.
No afro.
Nah, I can pull it. I look like a Q-tip. Let's see.
We got.
Let's see. Ooh, wait. We can. Yeah. Let's pull off the Jane Brady. Okay. Jan Brady. I look like Kurt Cobain if Kurt Cobain was still around.
Yeah.
Oh, we're gonna get fined. Hulk Hogan with hair. That looks like Matt Riddle, an actual wrestler. Let's see. I like how there's unlockable hairs.
Yeah.
Like, oh, hey, you can get it. You have to grind through this game. That guy looks like Sephiroth. You have to grind through this game in order to unlock hairstyle number 5,000. 5,045. All right, that's a little homage to Ric Flair, I would say. Oh, I see a mullet.
Yeah. Oh, where? Oh, right here.
Upper left.
I don't know if that's very mullet-like.
I look like that slightly. Because I feel like my hairdo needs to be a homage to like the 80s wrestlers, because that's at 5'7". If I'm going for some titles, I have to be like the crap heel. I gotta pull in my best Ric Flair to my ability.
Okay, so yeah, we might have to go long then. So, not sure. Should we go with this one? Long 4?
Yeah. I mean, there's some business in the front, party in the back mindset, so I can get behind that.
All right, cool. Now the color.
Oh well, I mean, I don't have blonde hair, so I'm going for that like brown.
All right, let's see what we can get here. Brown, straight up brown.
Nah, go one up on that palette.
Let's see,
The
can
light
I?
brown.
Let me see. The light brown.
Yeah, I mean, that's maybe a closer representation to my hair. Maybe.
Okay, so we got the color. Oh boy, there's so many things to. And this game released back in like 2004 or something like that. I'm not even sure.
They were a lot of fun back then, man.
Yeah. Let's see. We got eyebrow, jawline. We can make you wide. We can put a mask on you.
Well, I mean, if I have great hair, we're obviously gonna show my face. Look at those pecs, man. I've been hitting it hard.
You want some tattoos on you?
Yeah, tap me up.
All right, we got a face tattoo or face paint actually.
Oh yeah. But if I'm a heel, I gotta make it work. That's the thing. All right, that looks like a gay, like one of the geishas down in Japan. All right, that's Ultimate Warrior. I don't know, if I'm a heel, I don't want to do the face paint, but that was something that was part of that culture a little bit.
Just look at the choices. We got. Let's see. Can we move? Let's see what we got here. Oh, you can have a WWE logo because we know how much you love WWE and never criticize them for anything.
I mean, I could literally call myself the face of the WWE.
You have
the face that runs the place.
Let's see. You can have it all over your face, or I don't know where on your head that would be, but all up on your face there. Let's that face tat.
I don't want a white guy having white like power with white inscription. Not after I just pull the whole Mexico-U.S. line, man.
Oh, he's got like a little strap on. I don't know. It's a little BDSM there, but whatever.
All right. Obviously, this is me after I saw Pulp Fiction.
Yeah.
You okay? I'm far from effing okay.
Let's see. We got some Japanese symbols. I have no idea what else we got. We got a flower, got a skull. We got woo. Got an iron cross here. I got a banana.
Uh,
Very progressive. Well, that's not even a rainbow
frog.
flag. Not really. A turtle shell for some reason. And I don't
I
even
do
know
like Ninja Turtles.
So the
There's just not like a lot of good options.
yeah, there's not
Maybe
really.
we just don't do the face.
Yeah,
tattoo.
exactly. We'll remove that. Or how do we get rid of this thing off? Get that crap. I don't know how to take it off. Hold on. Okay, right there. Perfect. All right, leave it there. All right. So next topic. These look like characters from old school RuneScape.
Yes.
Yeah, the textures are very 2004. I'll tell you that much.
But you know what? That was the generation that we lived in, and we need to appreciate it.
Oh no, I definitely appreciate this. This was my wheelhouse. N64, yeah, I loved it, but my wheelhouse was GameCube era. No wrinkles. You're no wrinkles on you.
Hey, listen, I might be 30 or close to 30, but you over my dead body are you
No
gonna make
freckles.
me look like trash.
Get a mole someplace.
Nah. See, these textures just look like little, you know, they don't help us. I
Yeah.
don't have a butt chin. So
You
we
have
can't do that.
no butt chin. All right, perfect. We'll take that off. No, let's see outline. What's this? Oh, like give you a little more chisel on that face.
Yeah, I do need it. I do need it. Thank you.
I got a square chin or
I don't know what kind of chin I have. I
Get
feel
it.
bad for whatever viewers just listening. They're like, "Why is this guy describing his chin?" I'm like,
Get-
it's,
get a little
Yeah.
crimson chin action here from
Yeah,
Fairly Odd
yeah.
Parents. A little Jay Leno here.
Jay Leno. It's all right.
Actually, yeah, we'll go with the Jay Leno.
All right, we can do that. Yeah, make me look like a god. I'm okay with that.
All right, you have a stash. If you're gonna go 80s. Not
Yes.
sure. Yes.
I need my Bob Belcher stash.
All right, cool. Bob Belcher, so we'll go with that.
I think that first one to the right, man.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Right there, perfect.
I mean, you have the Spanish
But you
little
see,
thing here. You have the
when it first comes
Japanese
out, it
guy.
looks like the
You of
Bob
course have a
Belcher.
Hitler. You have a Hitler.
Well, no.
You have the Super Mario here, and you have was it? Not even sure what to describe that one as. All right, Bob Belcher. We'll go Bob Belcher.
Bob Belcher. Let's
All
do
right,
it.
perfect. Black? You want a black mustache?
Yeah. Let's make the darkest kind of black because it make it seem like I just kind of tarred it up a little bit. Just like Hogan when he became Hollywood Hogan had the extra darkened beard, just to mess with people.
Yeah. If you back out, no, yes. Type. Let's see what your mouth is. Give a little sad face, a little happy face. Are you a happy heel?
You got to give me a face that makes people want to punch me. So you basically have to take an image of me because that's my everyday face as it is.
You want nice full lips.
Give me a pompous look.
That one's a little pouty. That one's a little pouty.
I like that kind of one that we have. Like I look like a spoiled brat. We're good.
Yeah, it's a little pouty right there. Let's see. No, not that one's a little too red. I'm liking this pouty one for now. Or we can have like the I don't know, King Philip, the whatever, that Spanish king that had like a really messed up chin.
What you trying to say there, man?
Okay, we're gonna go with the let's see, where's the pouty? There's the pouty. We'll go with the pouty. Perfect. Let's see, nose. Going for the nose here. Got a wide, like, really fat nose there. You got a nice thin nose. You got the witch nose here. You got the Gruntilda. Let's see.
I have like a button nose, so whatever.
Button nose. So let's see. That's very wide there. That's very pointy. That's too pointy. Very pointy there. That's really jutting out there. I mean, we'll have to go with the default.
All right, we'll go with the default.
All right, cool. Actually, we can figure it out. Let's see. We can kind of say translate. Can we kind of make it? Oh, We'll kind of make it small. I think we can. Actually, no. Oh, I'm just putting it off to the side, actually. Looks like you got a real broken nose there.
That could be my backstory. I was once a pretty man, but then someone punched me in the face.
Okay, so we'll leave it like that, actually. We'll give you the Angels catcher treatment right now. Speaking of, okay, so we wanted to mention what's the catcher's name? I forgot his name.
Jonathan Lucroy.
Yeah, okay, Lucroy, who got hit by Jake Marisnick of the Astros. Play at the plate. I think it was like a 10-10 game or something like that. In the 8th inning, fly ball. Outfielder catches it. Marisnick tags up, right? I'm assuming. Well, regardless, Marisnick, hey, what's up, Slash? How you doing, man? Marisnick tags up, heads straight for the plate. Now, obviously, we have the Buster Posey rule now. And it looked like Lucroy was set up to get the ball on the outside, right in front of the plate. And then, as soon as he got the ball, move to his left to get the tag, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the throw, I think coming in from right field, was a little off. So he kind of had to come in a little towards the line or whatever. Or he was getting the ball in a place where he was in position to do that. Now, Jake Marisnick, according to his explanation, was trying to slide from, I think, the left side of the plate instead of the right side on the outside because he was expecting Lucroy to get the ball and then place the tag moving towards his left. That didn't happen because of the placement of the ball coming back towards home. So Marisnick kind of, if you look at it in slow motion, he kind of moves into the way of Lucroy, but it looked like it was a split-second decision that he didn't expect to make, like he was expecting to make, but didn't expect Lucroy to be there. So I could see the hesitation in his face and his kind of movement, and he kind of just smashed into the guy's head. They both smashed their heads together, actually, and Lucroy came out with I think a sprained nose and a concussion, and Marisnick was immediately, as you could tell, remorseful, I would say. But I think it was an unintentional play. Other people don't think so, but I don't know. I mean, what do you think?
I mean, I'm just watching the slow motion of it. Regardless if it's intentional or unintentional, it just begs the question when it comes to stealing home. You know, yes, you're at a disadvantage because you see this big body there, but if you're out, man. So just take your tag. You don't need to be coming in at somebody like your Terrell Suggs going for the quarterback, you know? I can't necessarily agree with it. I mean, you do see a little bit of a hesitation, him going there, but then it kind of looks like he just drops his body a little bit with Marisnick.
Yeah.
Hitting up into Lucroy, and Lucroy got, for all intents and purposes, to quote Smokey from Friday, "You got knocked the F out." It was bad. It was bad. I mean, I was talking about this earlier in the day. Base running and stealing should be two simple ways on all four of the bases, and if you don't like it, I don't care. Sliding feet first, sliding hands first. And if you get tagged out at home, guess what? You probably should have had the wherewithal to not run to home if you're trying to steal it, or if you kind of misjudge the hit and how far it went, right?
Yeah.
Because Posey had this situation. That's why they created rule. He just snapped his leg, if I remember correctly.
Yep. Yeah.
And this is actually kind of relevant to a different point. Playing a catcher is probably the most dangerous position in baseball itself for a sport that's very non-contact focused. You get a lot of injuries to that kind of position. Francisco Cervelli just said, "Hey, I'm done catching because I've had 6 documented concussions after getting hit with a ball, getting hit with bats, getting hit with everything." And now you get John Lucroy getting, all intents and purposes, knocked into first grade.
Yeah.
He's going to be filing some CT lawsuit in a couple of years, if that's still a popular thing in the MLB, but it's MLB, so they'll probably hush it out. So, Marisnick, did he do it on purpose? you can't say he did it on purpose, but you know what he did it on? Instinctively.
Yeah,
And
I mean,
it's up to the MLB just to be like, hey, whatever plate you're stealing, hands first, feet first. Not this shoulder tackle because, baseball, there's some dudes who are tiny as hell, man. Marisnik looks like he's got a little bit of heft on him, and Lucroy looks like and he's crouching. So
Yeah.
he's definitely tinier and is at this disadvantage. And no matter how big and bad we think we are at the gym, you're coming at me at that speed.
but
I'm surprised he didn't have other injuries.
well, yeah, but at the same time, I'm looking at this. Look, Lucroy's coming in for the ball,
Yeah.
and Marisnik is going towards his left, and then he's like, okay, well, Lucroy's at my left, I'm gonna go to my right, and he does, or actually our right, his left, and he does, but then he notices that like, holy crap, this guy just moved with me, and
Yeah.
and what else could he do? Just lower the shoulder down and kind of brace yourself, and.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what else he could, and if he tries to jump over him, he could risk an injury to his leg or whatever, that type of thing, So
And that's what we talked about. It's an instinctive play. It's just not about being intentional or unintentional. But really, you're looking at it is that if you're out, you're out, man.
Yeah.
You just slide. Just slide and go from there. Now, mind you, maybe it should be one of those things where you talk about where a catcher should be in position of the plate when someone's trying to steal home, because Lucroy is obviously ahead of the plate. Maybe it's one of those mandatory things. Just say, hey, you got to be behind, whatever. I don't know. I don't know how to fix it.
I think I think the onus is more on the base runner to kind of maintain his path, I would say, and not deviate from it. So I don't know. Maybe they should make another line where like a base runner's line towards home plate, like a box or something like that says, okay, you can only come in through this angle, and that's it. Or so I have no idea, and the catcher can move wherever the hell he wants. He can't block the plate, but he can at least be towards the side of either side of it. But
it's not easy.
it's a lot of it's just basically incidental. So, oh, by the way, what kind of eyebrows do you want? You want the Anthony Davis here?
Yeah, I mean, I got bushy eyebrows as it is, so you need to make me look like I'm treading tire at a mall. It just needs to be one big strip.
Okay, what color is it gonna be though?
Can
we go?
I mean, I got long hair covering it, so black is fine or brown.
Black is fine or brown. Let's see. Let's go with the brown. We'll try and match the stash. Okay, so speaking of eyebrows and Anthony Davis, so the Lakers struck out on their big three hunting, I guess you would say, because I don't know if I
replica.
Yeah, I don't know if I would consider Boogie Cousins a big like the third of a big three for some reason. I don't know.
Really?
I don't know. I just don't see him as
I mean, 4-time All-Star. Was working way back to an injury, but I guess the presumption of anybody who's injured is are you coming back from injury and are you healthy? And if healthy, I think he's damn dominant.
I don't know. I guess I just didn't see enough of him with Golden State that I know his passing ability was actually really underrated, which was actually what made him a very key asset to the Warriors, a team that shoots like crazy. So, but it's just the years away, the injury bug. I don't know if I could call him the third of the big three at this point. But who knows? Maybe it works out. Maybe he talks with Chris Bosh and finds a way to be that third in that third role.
I mean, if anything, he's just there. He took a very low pay cut, even lower than last year's 5.8 to 2.
Oh, do you want these eyes? Do you want these eyes? That looks very. I don't know. I'd feel like punching that guy.
Yeah, I want that. That looks like I'm determined to mess up your life.
Male eyelashes, really? Oh, that is.
But men don't have eyelashes. There's some pretty people out there. Man.
I don't even know if you call these eyelashes, but it looks like eyeliner more than anything.
Now I look like a Jack Nigel Thornberry from the Wild Thornberries. Can't be stopped. But back to Boogie. I mean, he's an all-around player now. He was shooting threes. It's just those injuries because you had the Achilles and you had the hamstring. his temper, he is like Mr. Technical, so that hurts in the long run. But remember, this is just a 1-year deal. What he wants is two things: to actually contribute in the playoffs, and then do enough to get him a buttload of cash.
Mm-hmm.
So I think he'll be fine. He's just rinsing himself out a little bit so he finds stability. He just wants. I don't want to speak for him because in case he's like, hey, I heard some twerp on the sports podcast, thinks he knows me, and he just comes to my house like, you think you know me? I'm like, I kind of know a little bit. You want money, you want success, and you haven't had any success in the NBA outside of individual stuff, so I got you, fam.
What? Hold on, I'm trying to see what the heck is going on with. I don't know why it's getting me to a load screen for his lower body, but whatever. Body type. Alright, what kind of body type do you want, dude?
I mean, tall, stocky guy, or like skinny, short, stocky guy.
Short, stocky.
Make my whole thing. Yeah, you gotta put something as an edge.
Yeah, I'm done. But we're going with the chest right now. Do you want hairy? Do you want? I mean, it's just really shades of hairy.
Oh, we gotta go shades of hairy, man. That one that you just said. Even though I don't have a treasure trail, I want to make him like seem like he would have it.
All right, what color should
He's
this?
got to be an offense to the senses. All right.
An offense to. Oh God, we can make him look like the Hulk.
Let's play around with this character. Ooh.
No, he looks like a zombie.
I now look like Goliath from Gargoyles.
All right, back to
terrifying.
let's see. Nope. It looks like Xavier from Xavier Renegade Angel. If you've ever seen this show. Looks like you could use a tan there.
I mean, I do look like Dracula's cousin.
All right, so we'll go with that one then. That complexion. Upper body. Let's see. Let's see. Base type. Oh, we can have you wearing a sweater.
Well, no, we're not gonna hide my beautiful chest hair.
Oh, okay. All right. I mean, you got a nice blouse there. That's very.
I mean, that could be my
provocative.
promo stuff. I can come out looking like the Beast in Ron Perlman's Beauty and the Beast. That was a TV show back in the late 80s.
Let's see. Oh no, these are just different. Okay, no, we're. All right, we'll give you bare chested. But
Sweet.
all right, so pants wise, you want pants? You want shorts? Or you want...
Pantalones, man. I mean, hey, that accentuates the package. So, whatever you choose helps me out.
Let's go with the Carl from Aqua Teen Hunger Force. We'll go with that.
Yeah. I mean, he kind of does look like a fit Carl, so I'm definitely for that.
All right, perfect. All right, so let's see, etc. No tattoo. I don't know. What's an elbow? What do we have here? Oh, like an elbow guard or whatever.
A sleeve. You can always go with a sleeve. That's always a good choice.
You want a sleeve? We'll go with the bandage. Go with the bandage. We'll make it blue just to keep with the motif. And we'll have it on one arm. I got a wrist arm. Let's see what's got gloves. I'm assuming. I got hand tape, finger tape, whatever. You want the Mickey Mouse? You can go with the Mickey Mouse if you want.
I mean, I want that Michael Jackson glove that reveals it a little bit.
Oh yeah. Like
I want sparkle.
Okay, perfect. Let's see.
Because I could be like that guy from what's his name from Of Mice and Men. I heard he keeps lotion in his glove hand for his lady, and that could be that whole heel. I got my glove all lotioned up for your lady, and that's how you punch me in the face because I think I'm a ladies' man.
All right, so now we got our shoes here. Oh, we got plenty here. Wow. Oof, there's a lot. Got a bunch of ring shoes. Got long boots, Western boots. I don't know, dude. Well, what are you? What?
I kind of want some Western boots.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I would imagine I have this weird ass accent.
Okay.
I've been hearing some things about you and your pappy.
Let's see. I don't know what gear we have here. Oh, you can wear a hat. Oh no, we have to use points. I don't even know how. That's that helmet is just floating above your head. A fireman cap. You got baseball cap. I have no idea how this is even.
We had something going. Now we got lost into the darkness.
Oh boy. Anyways, you got horses
Back
in the
to basketball.
Oh, we're back to basketball. BT Dubs. So the Miami Heat were able to pull off the Jimmy Butler trade by trading with Hassan Whiteside. I don't know if you're happy about that, but I am.
I am too.
Oh yeah, because he stopped trying after he got his big contract. So, or you know,
he'll tell you he didn't stop trying. He'll tell you he's the hardest worker there. It's just coach doesn't believe in him.
All right.
He says that every couple of times he has the opportunity to start, and then he's just lacking on defense and has slow feet. I mean, does he work for Portland? Yeah, because Portland needs a big. Because Jusuf Nurkic, or busted his leg. Assuming that's the right Nurkic, because I always get him and then the other guy confused. Oh, Jokic, because they used to both play for Denver, but I think Nurkic is the one that's there. So yeah, it works for them. And right now, I think Dame would kind of keep him in his place a little bit too, and just be like, hey, catch up on your stuff. But to answer your question, yes, I'm happy he's gone. Even though it was the final year of the contract, it's just a breakup that you want to happen.
Yeah.
Like, Bobby, I don't love you anymore. I've been thinking about different bigs.
I mean, Eric Spoelstra wasn't even using him, and the writing was on the wall. He just didn't fit with the Miami Heat system, didn't fit with the culture, and
you gotta play defense, man. You're one of the few big men who really got paid big bucks in the perfect season of we just had to give money out, right?
Oh yeah,
because we didn't want to lose the fan base, because the fan base thought it was all over, especially after Wade left. They're like, who's our guys? Dragic, Dion, James Johnson, and Hassan. Yay! But I mean, he got paid for being a blocker, and he got paid on potential. But the real excitement came from Chris Bosh, and then when Bosh got the blood clots, you knew that was gone. So you had to get somebody on this illusion of a pick and roll kind of game that was going to be developed with Dragic, because remember, we had drafted Dragic, half the season before, and then Bosh got hit with the blood clots again, so it's like game over, right? So you want to get people excited, and Hassan was a decent player back to back. You would hope that for a guy who has a great story for being G League no name, shooting up in the Y, catching people's attention, but he wouldn't really hustle on the fast break. He kind of missed his position. He kind of Joel Embiid, for all the smack talk that Hassan was giving out there, was just owning him. Remember the playoffs when they got eliminated?
Oh yeah.
Last year? Oh
yeah.
Look at that strut.
Oh yeah, we're finally getting to the entrance portion of this. Let's see. Look, but Hassan, look, dude, you play Yoshi in Super Smash Brothers. I get it. I get you, man. I get you. If in another universe, we could you could join our show and play video games with us. Like Roy Hibbert. Roy Hibbert does that now. He's a gamer now. I don't know,
because he has no one wants to sign him. So because Roy Hibbert was Hassan before Hassan came around.
Oh yeah, no, but he got out. Well, he didn't really get out. He nobody wanted him anymore. But he's now a gamer. He has his own gaming channel and all that stuff. And he's playing like Apex Legends or something now, for some reason. It just, he could have.
I mean, is he that poor that he has to buy a free game? I could have sworn he got a max deal out of Indiana.
I don't know. He's probably got a good gaming setup, that's for sure. But yeah, Hassan, good riddance, dude. Sheesh. It was time. The Heat were able to finesse that trade into Jimmy Butler, which I know you had your qualms about Jimmy earlier in the past seasons.
I'm gonna say right now, let me get my soapbox, and I'm gonna tell it to the ladies and gentlemen who have been listening to every Jimmy Butler sequence I had about him going to Philly.
Yeah,
I am a hypocrite, and as a fan, I will always take good to great players and a very good player when I literally have nothing. Because listen, you may want a burger, and you may want a pizza, but when you ain't got money for the big stuff, you settle for like the Little Caesars, man, for that $5 hot and ready's. So if Jimmy Butler is my little Caesar and he's going to keep me fed and competent, especially since the East is now blown wide the hell open,
Yeah.
assuming we might get a certain guy that we're going to hold off on one itsy bitsy second to talk about, I'll take. And like I said, I never thought Jimmy was terrible. I just said to get paid that amount of money, you have to average a certain amount of production. 20 plus points, like 5 plus rebounds, 5 plus assists. Could he have done that in Philly? I don't think so, because he wasn't even like the third guy that you go for on the option. It was Joel, it was Tobias, and every now and then, Ben Simmons or even JJ Redick.
Ben Simmons whenever he felt like shooting.
Well, I mean, have you ever seen him kind of shoot? I cringe. I think, for lack of a better word, blind people can shoot better than Ben Simmons on a pull-up jumper. He's not that good. He doesn't shoot threes. And you're going to pay, and you want in Philly, you want to give him an extension? Because, he's going to year 3. The one thing you can attribute about rookies coming in who know that their shot is off or their defense is off is they at least make an attempt to develop and improve. I don't see Ben Simmons doing any of that, man. He's just over there in Australia, in his homeland, chasing after like spiders and crocodiles and stuff. Yeah, I'm being stereotypical. I don't care.
Yeah,
I wouldn't pay him that money because you can probably get someone to contribute. I would have tried hard to get JJ back, but now he's in New Orleans. But bringing it back to Jimmy, so can Jimmy get those productions? Yeah, especially if we're going to trade away a couple other people, because you have to ask yourself, it's not a rebuild what we're doing. We're retooling, we're reloading. So Dragic is probably going to go on a $19 million contract expiring. I think LA would probably love to have him.
Mm-hmm.
James.
Well, which LA? The Lakers?
Oh, Lakers.
Well, didn't you hear the news that they were going to use LeBron as a point guard this season?
Point guard. Yeah, but you need somebody for that second unit first off, because remember their cup is bare with the players that they had. They had to trade away all these second round guys that they had last year, like Moritz Wagner.
Basically, they just switched teams with the Lakers, but yeah.
Yeah, and look, I'm going to tell you right now, I'd rather have the $19 million expiring contract of Goran Dragic than re-signing, Rajon Rondo, because first off, you need actual shooters.
Yeah, and Rajon cannot shoot.
No, but Dragic is a decent off-ball player.
Yeah, he is.
Great, but I can literally see him commanding the floor, and assuming if LeBron gets injured, you at least have a competent point guard who knows when to drive and who knows when to shoot. And let me tell you something, when you have an Anthony Davis and a Boogie Cousins there, I kind of want a point guard who can drive, wouldn't you? Because someone's going to get caught up in that screen. And even dawn on me that Boogie and Davis are back at it against each other. They like each other. Maybe convince them.
Yeah.
But I think Goran goes. Richardson, he was our leading scorer, but when you're a leading scorer on a team with no one scores, it doesn't really mean much, man. It's like being that I'm your only option for the prom because I'm your cousin and no one wants to go with you. Let's get in the van, girl, and let's just get it on. We're going. That's terrible. No one likes that joke, I understand. But, it's a very barren thing, so I wouldn't want that. I think James Johnson's a contract that could go. I think Toronto would probably take him, just on the idea that they're kind of lacking certain power forward spots now. So please take his remaining 2 years, $36 million. We don't want it. And Justice is here or there. I don't necessarily, I like his defensive work, but I think that stretch that he had earlier or later in the season was just kind of happenstance. So
I mean, they needed. It was more an experiment that let's see what this guy can do as a PG, and then it seemed to kind of sort of work out. So, and if they're gonna get rid of Goran, they might as well just go with this option, I guess. Unless they get a certain Mr. Westbrook, in which case,
a certain Mr. Brody up in here. So to transition into this is that I don't want that contract. But if we're going to have that contract, at least I know I got somebody who's going to come in being very angry. I love jilted Russell Westbrook. I have loved him since Kevin Durant left because, remember, he was really kind of playing number 3 for a while in the matter of important guys in that OKC pseudo dynasty where always just go to the Western Conference Finals and maybe one NBA Finals appearance, because what happened when James Harden left and that was a contract year. Harden was like, hey, spotlight's on me, you need to play me more. pay me more, and we'll go from there. And then they had Serge Ibaka and all that stuff. So once KD is like, I'm gonna take my talents to Golden State.
Yeah.
Russ is like crying. He's got a tear coming out. He's like, I gave you the best 6 years of my life. And he came back harder, man. Like I don't usually watch return games or revenge games. I did watch when LeBron went back to Cleveland.
Yeah.
I would like to lose to Baron Davis just killed me, but whatever. I'll hold back on that because that just bothered me. You just see like old ass Baron Davis grabbing them. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, shut up, Baron. No one wants to sign you. You just got traded by the Clippers. Don't even talk to me.
Yeah.
But damn, dude, when I saw it was Durant coming home, like. Russell, he got a little bit of that glow up going on. He got his eyebrows trimmed. He got his nails done. He made sure he got his best clothing attire for the pre-interview, for the post-interview, and he was going to tap that behind. And what happened? He got destroyed. But it was okay. Because look at the production that created with KD leaving. MVP, 3 seasons of triple-doubles.
Yep.
Like, it's beautiful.
Yeah, he's averaged a triple-double, like, since ever. Since that moment, Look,
like you can't tell me you don't want that attitude in Miami. We need a little bit of that attitude.
I think the Heat could foster that sort of energy because, I mean, heck, they had that sort of attitude back in the '90s when they got Alonzo Mourning, who was jilted from his time in Charlotte because it was him and Larry Johnson, and they got some beef. If you want to see that on SB Nation, they have a beef history of Zoe and Larry Johnson. From back in the day. So I could see that for Russell. Plus, he'd be in the East, and guess who else is in the East right now? KD with the Brooklyn Nets. Not this season, obviously, that's coming up, but the following season. And that would allow Russell Westbrook to get the kinks out between him and Jimmy Butler, kind of figure out their chemistry right there and then from there.
I think their chemistry would figure out pretty quickly, right? It's going to be Russ is going to say, find a spot's open, and I'm going to lead you the shots. Hopefully.
Well, hopefully, but I would very much like to see that. And then the East is wide open enough, unless you have several contenders with Milwaukee and supposedly Boston is a little weaker, but we don't know. They still have some assets that they can work with.
I think they're for the better. Not to deviate too far away, but
Look, Kyrie didn't want to be there. That's one. So that's an attitude adjustment.
Want to be there?
No, of course not.
No,
of course not.
But to touch on it, there was a lot of shifting in
they'll get Kemba.
Point guards going to the teams, and Kemba I think is a great player.
Yeah,
like that top of very good. But with Russ coming in there, we ask ourselves this: without Russ, what is the Heat to you in their position in the playoff seedings? I think they now can get into the playoffs. 6 maybe with just Jimmy, right?
I'd say no. I wouldn't say 6, because they were kind of. I'd say 5.
Okay.
5
with Russ.
With Russ, that would shoot up to at least 3.
4 seed minimum, right?
Yeah,
right,
3. Winning the Southeast Division, but yeah, 3 seed. Milwaukee. Well, I wouldn't say Toronto would be falling that far down either, but at least 3 and maybe 2, Yeah. Sup, Dooms Games? How you doing, dude? We're out here playing WrestleMania and we're talking basketball right now. So, BT Dubs, we're almost at the halfway point of the show, dude.
Ooh, look at that.
So, if you've never seen the show before, this is a word from our non-sponsors. And this part of the show is a segment in which we talk about places, things, concepts, what have you that we love and hope to share with you guys and share the love for those things as well. So Charles, I don't know if you have anything you want to start out with, but
I do.
Of course.
All right, so for those who are new, I typically talk about 2 things when I do my non-sponsors because they're 2 things that bring me joy. So video games and food.
Yep.
Every now and then alcohol, even though America, 4th of July, but I will not put it into what I drank that day. What I'll do is I'll talk about what I ate that day after, right? So it was Friday night. Me and my buddy were planning a trip to New Orleans. We're gonna go see the Saints play against the Bucks sometime in October. So we decided to get some food coming into it. And this was one of my favorite places when I lived in Palm Beach. and they brought it up to the Treasure Coast area. And then, of course, like everything in my life, I can't have the things that I love so much. They closed it down. But when I had the opportunity to get lunch there or dinner there, I jump on it every time I'm in Palm Beach because I think they have a great collection of not just regular boned wings, but great boneless wings, chicken tenders, especially the sauces. So my non-sponsor of the week is Brews Room. Ooh, you guys, we're talking about, I mean, I barely stray away, but it was like a nostalgia kick for me to eat them chicken wings again because I used to post up there in like 2010, 2011, 2012, watching all the sports and playoffs, eating some extra wet, hot, tangy wings, get my fingers all wet, like sucking off the bone, man. I don't even care. I even think about it now. I get a little flavor in my mouth. I get a little watery salivating like in the dog. But they're reasonably priced. They taste good. It's not too much of a crowded scene, so you hear yourself think. We got a plethora of TVs there. It's what the ale house should be, and so the ale house just became like, hey, kids eat free Tuesdays, guys. Ha ha ha. I'm like, no, I want a sporting event, or I just want to get some good food in me. I go to Brews Room.
Oh, yeah.
For the West Palm people, there's some in Delray, I think, but definitely something you want to try. Even if you just like chicken tenders.
They're the locations right there: Pembroke Pines, Coconut Creek, Deerfield Beach, Coral Springs, Bird Road here in Miami, Boynton Beach, Delray Beach, and Royal Palm Beach. Oh yeah.
So just go to Bird Road, Francisco. Try yourself some.
Oh yeah, I've never been. I have never been. I've been to Flanagan's, I've been to Duffy's, I've been to Bow Campers, but I've never been to Brews.
I mean, promo code, finger looking good.
Oh yeah. Okay. Perfect. All right, so I guess my non-sponsor this week. Let's reset mine. So, and by the way, we've got like, hold on, let me see. I got a message here. Okay, it's about work. I don't want to talk about work right now. Okay, so my sister was texting me. Okay, while I'm doing my non-sponsor, look, we've got the entrance set up for our creative character here. So we need the stage animation, the ramp animation, the ring animation, and some general animation. So you think about your favorite wrestler circa 2003, and see what combination of walk and stage and whatever that you want along the way. But for me, my non-sponsor is the Bright Line.
Ooh,
so,
good
yeah.
choice.
Oh yeah. So I don't know if anybody's ever heard of this, but the Bright Line is a private. It's not public. It's a private rail service, a train that runs from, as of now, Miami to West Palm Beach. So they have 3 stops: Miami, Fort Lauderdale, and West Palm Beach. And the beauty about this train is that it goes right into the heart of the downtown of each of those cities. So if you want to have a nice night out and you don't want to drive all the way out to these cities, so you can just hop on the Bright Line and head on over there. Now, the Bright Line is actually incredibly reasonably priced. I decided to go on it this past week on 4th of July. They were open. I went with my girlfriend. We went to Fort Lauderdale Beach to see the fireworks there. We didn't want to stick around in Miami, and I decided, you know what, we might have a couple of drinks. It might not be safe to drive, especially when other people are drinking as well. So why not just take the train? And for the first time ever, I ever took it, and I'm really glad that I did, because, man, that thing was the AC. You just sit down, you're comfortable. It's basically like, it's like going to, I don't know, man. It might be because they have the equivalent in Japan, where they have their speed, their bullet trains, where they're basically so fast and it's such great service that they actually rival the airlines. And I kind of want that for down here, man. And they're making an extension down to or up to Orlando soon enough, so that's gonna be really great. And they're thinking of a extension after that to Tampa, and I'm hoping maybe another extension getting back to the Keys. That would be awesome. It was a half-hour trip, so a half-hour trip from Miami, from downtown to Miami to downtown Fort Lauderdale. Half an hour. It went by like that. We just sat down. Has free Wi-Fi, and you just sit down, you relax, dude. You're zooming past traffic, and it was the greatest thing.
Relatively cheap, right?
$10 round trip, $20, let's say. So $20, and you're relaxed. You don't have to worry about your car. They have parking garages at the station, so you don't have to worry about your car being out in the open or whatever. Or if not, and then we arrived to Fort Lauderdale. We took a lift to downtown, and that was it. That was it, man. We didn't have to stress about getting into a city and then parking there and then having to wait through all of that 4th of July traffic. No, we left that to the Uber and Lyft guys, and we relaxed ourselves on the train. So the Brightline promo code, free Wi-Fi, man. Sheesh, you can't beat that. Cannot beat free Wi-Fi. So yeah, it's the Brightline, man. Awesome.
All right, you got me sold.
Yeah, man, you got to take it. You got to take it at least once, especially when they go up to Orlando. That's a 3-hour trip driving from West Palm Beach, or you're about an hour and a half, or maybe so cut off from that trip. So, but you can relax on the train and just head on out to Disney World. All right, so all right, dude. We have our stage animation. I don't know. We got different previews. I don't know which. There's a ton of wrestlers here, and you know them better than I do.
I do. And for the love of God, if you put Al Snow as my guy, we're not friends anymore.
Okay.
That's the first thing I'll tell you. I gotta tell you though, you're gonna hate me good. I'm looking at the Twitch website, and I don't see the game on anymore.
Hold on, it'll pop up. Don't worry, I have to reset it real quick.
All right.
There it is. There it is. All right, cool. So, Bautista.
No, we're not gonna do it.
Benoit.
Too controversial.
Brock.
Maybe the Brock if he's coming out like doing the little shoulder jumping.
Is that it?
Yeah, but I need to make it pop to see. So,
Yeah.
if they have, let's look at Chavo because I think Chavo has like kind of like obnoxiousness that I want.
Oh yeah, like kind of baiting the crowd there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Look at him. He's like, yeah, okay. Chavo's kind of mindset. Let me see my love of Ric Flair.
Let's see. Get down to Ric Flair. I'm still liking Chavo so far of the ones you've chosen.
Yeah.
We'll keep going down here. Keep going down the list. Give you more options here.
Let's see. They don't have Eddie Guerrero? That's upsetting. Let's see. Hogan. Jericho. Let's check out Jericho.
Jericho, let's see.
I kind of like Chavo a little bit more.
Yeah,
Jericho one's not bad.
Yes, I'm still on
He
Chavo right now.
He makes me look like Zoolander. All right, so let's scroll down the list because those other guys up to Stephanie is not my thing.
And we just have random taunts here, so.
Oh, then we'll go with Chavo.
Okay, we'll go with Chavo. Yeah, the taunts seem to be kind
choice.
of. I mean, that one's a bit. Got the finger guns.
I like the Chavo because Chavo's kind of basking him in a little bit.
All right, cool. Let's go up then. All right, so Chavo. All right, now you got your ramp animation. Now you don't want Al Snow.
Yeah, please no.
Got. All right, Angle. Benoit, Booker T. They got different choices for each of them. That's different.
Mm-hmm. All right, HBK, making me a little flamboyant.
I think that's a good transition from one to the other so far.
Yeah, I like that, especially since I'm already kind of using my hands.
Yeah.
Look at me gyrating my hips.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, that's perfect. That's a nice transition from one to the other. Okay. So we'll go with HBK for that one.
HBK.
All right. So now we'll get your ring. You're entering the ring animation. No Al Snow, that's for sure. Okay, got Angle. Kind of just walks in and kind of boringly enters the ring. Does a little spin
Yeah.
move there, but now okay.
Let's
Mates
check
the
out
crowd a
some
little
Booker
bit.
T.
Booker T. Alrighty.
Uh, uh,
Uh,
let's check out Chavo.
all right. Going back, we got two Chavos on here actually, so we got two choices for that. All right, he's kind of baiting the crowd there himself again, kind of
Yeah.
yelling at them. Oh,
Not in love with that one.
all right, let's go with Chavo tag. All right, kind of pumps his chest out once again, baiting the crowd right there, just snapping at them.
Check
Now,
out Christian.
all right, kind of slow walks into it.
Yeah, because this matters. It's the appeal. It's the psychology.
Yeah. All right, kind of moving the hands there.
Maybe. On
Yeah,
that one.
yeah, okay. We'll put a maybe on that. Let's go down the list, give you more choices.
All right, Eddie. Let's check out Eddie because Eddie had that flamboyantness for Eddie Guerrero.
Alrighty. Okay. Got the
Yeah.
hand movements. Okay.
Yeah,
Nice.
Eddie's a 7.
Yeah, you.
And he does a little to you too.
Yeah, you like that?
Work with
All
that.
right, all right.
Yeah.
Now we got the walk. We got the walk on. So let's see. Give you the list here.
Vince McMahon right there. Just go to Vince.
Go to Vince.
Yeah, just go to Vince. I already knew if it's the walk I know of.
Is it?
Look at him just
Yeah.
strutting this stuff.
Yeah. Okay. So Vince.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Totally
All right.
Vince.
So let's do a preview. Alrighty.
Coming off Vice Day. I look like a G.I. Joe.
Oh, that camera just.
It is unforgiving. Oh yeah. I have the most obnoxious guy. This is perfect.
Yeah, this is great. Okay, a nice close up on his shoulder there for some reason. But all right.
Look at those lats, man. And they just told crowd to go F themselves.
Yep.
That's totally me. I could work with that.
All right. Perfect. We got the theme songs. We had the Rock there. I guess as a default, but
Yeah, it's not bad. Because I like that whole Hollywood startup,
yeah.
the whole like streamline in LA. Granted, they're gonna be asking why a 6'7", Polynesians up in my stuff. And I'm playing off as a hillbilly Jim kind of persona. But who are they to bother me?
All right. So you want to leave the Rock's entrance?
Yeah.
All right. Cool. Titantron. That's the theme music, but the Titantron. Not sure if you want to change that up. I mean, it's gonna be one of these wrestlers, so I don't know who you want in the background. I mean, you have your I mean, do you want Ric Flair?
I kind of want Rick. Yeah.
All right, let's.
Yeah, I want that pomp and
Yeah.
circumstance.
All right. Okay, we already got the animations. We got the effects. Gosh, there's so much here. There's so much. We'll just go with the defaults. There's too much for this.
Yeah, we can do defaults here.
And there you go. You got Nature Boy. In the background, coming with the car.
Exactly, because we're all about fast style, fast women, and fast money, baby. Whatever Charles the True Sporty McGoofs is about.
Okay. Perfect. All right, I guess we'll complete it. We will complete it. We did it. We've created this character. We'll call him Sporty. Alrighty. So he is on the board. We'll save and exit. Oh man, this has been a journey.
We were once a show about sports, But now,
Well, I mean, look, we've talked sports. We talked about Jimmy. We talked about Russ. We talked home run derby.
yeah,
I mean,
you know, you know what we haven't talked about though,
what?
and it feels only apropos considering the fact that we just did some wrestling.
Oh, Doy. That is true, my good friend. Let's head on out to the cage. Okay, so this is the most appropriate background for this segment here. Charles, I was actually listening to Pat the NES Punk's um, recent podcast, at least from last week. He hasn't popped out with a new one, but he is a avid wrestling fan, as are you, and he's very much has scathing uh, comments about a certain Mister Senor McMahon and his inability to come up with compelling storylines and promoting the right wrestlers and what have you. So, and it's kind of led to a dip in the ratings. So I guess I would assume that you would agree, right?
Well, as I have to give my general interest, welcome everybody to the Cage with Charles, your weekly trueplex of information where I get to pour my heart out about how much I love wrestling. Keep in mind, as I tell everybody that comes in, wrestling is not fake, it is scripted. It's about sweaty men in tights going against each other for whatever storyline you get. However, in today's modern WWE fandom, we've been having some issues with storylines. So after I got that prefaced out, I would agree with you, and I agree with your guy, but it's kind of changing, and it's kind of changing maybe for the better because Vince is kind of seeing the ratings dip. He's hearing kind of the fan backlash, even though I think he doesn't really care about us peons. He just knows, regardless if I don't like the product, I'm still going to pay my $10 a month to the WWE network because I'm going to get pay-per-views, and I'd rather pay $10 a month to see a pay-per-view as opposed to paying $60 plus my ESPN Plus accounts to watch a UFC fights, because apparently ESPN Plus only is the streaming service where you can buy the UFC fights. So there you go. That's my gripe with it. I didn't buy it, but it stopped me from buying it. But what Vince has done lately is he's consolidated his power to just two people. He let Paul Heyman become executive creative director for Raw. He let Eric Bischoff, Eazy-E, become the executive creative director in SmackDown. And why this matters, it may or may not matter, because Heyman oversaw ECW in its heyday before it fled out and got bought out, and Bischoff orchestrated and oversaw WCW and led to some compelling television such as the NWO, the New World Order, and some damn good cruiserweights that got put on the map like Rey Mysterio. There's concerns because at the end of the day, Vince himself is still getting the final say. The problem with Vince is that he's a little out of touch with what a good storyline is, in my opinion. And it's weird because we were doing so good with Kofi Kingston getting the WWE Championship, even with Becky Lynch winning both belts at WrestleMania, main eventing it. And then it went downhill from there. I think the pressure of everything from trying to run a full-time wrestling program, 365, and the XFL was kicking in, and then the threat of competition, because I still go to the WWE for my storyline entertainment, even though it hasn't been that enjoyable lately. But the better quality of matches might be elsewhere, such as New Japan, who is doing their G1 Climax tournament. So that's who I'm going to give a little shout out there. I don't do it often, but when I get the chance, I talk about it, because the G1 Climax tournament is kind of like your round robin of standout stars. That's compiled of dudes who just wrestle exclusively for New Japan, such as Kazuchika Okada, Tetsuya Naito. It takes a lot of training to say these words because I'm not really good at it and I'm butchering them. And then even some talents from other brands, such as AEW's Jon Moxley, who was the former Dean Ambrose, who caused a stir and said, Vince, I hate you. I'm not going to take this $7 million, or not $7 million, but these 7-figure salary that you're offering me. I'm going to go do my own thing. And of course, some of Ring of Honor's own guys, such as Jeff Cobb, who Ring of Honor kind of butchered, in my opinion, best in the world pay-per-view by having him lose to Matt Taven in like 10 minutes. But whatever, that's life. I can't go from there. But so Vince is kind of saying, hey, you know what? If you guys hate everything, I'm just going to go do this and let this happen, and we go from there. and going to give some creative control to two guys who have run a program in
Yeah.
UCW and WCW. The hard part is people say wrestling could be better if you take it outside the PG era. If you go back to a little bit of the Attitude Era, if you bring back some blood, if you bring back some,
I
bra panties matches, all that fun stuff when we were 10 years old and we got very excited.
I got titillated.
Titillated.
As you can
I
see, the
mean,
stuff on screen here.
yeah, yeah. For me, the true answer of how you make wrestling good or great or watchable is one to understand that wrestling is a 12-month product. There's going to be some products, or sometimes out of the month the product's not going to be that great, so you have to prepare for that, and this is usually the slow month. There's 2 months that usually kill you a little bit in wrestling, and that's kind of like February and March, because it's all filler from Royal Rumble in January leading into WrestleMania in April, and then sometimes you get a little bit here in June and July when you have post-WrestleMania fatigue, and then you have to lead up to SummerSlam in August. But make the competitors look good. Limit out the squash matches. Rotate out the same guys. You have 50-plus wrestlers signed to both shows, not even counting NXT, so give them signs. You don't have to make everybody look like a Haas. You don't have to make everybody look like a god. But if you're going to say this is the baddest suit on the planet, let him run over all the same, like all the guys in the back, as opposed to just the same 3 guys over and over again. Make titles matter, because for some reason Vince wants to run down Shane McMahon and Roman Reigns down my throat, and I'm not ready for that. I'm happy that Roman's back per se, because beating the leukemia, or at least being in remission from leukemia, is something that's accomplished, to go back out there from something that could have killed you to performing for people. And
Do you think it was a little? I mean, he used that as part of a storyline, right?
Yeah, and it didn't
Yeah, I mean, because I heard Pat talking about it and saying that it was kind of
I felt uncomfortable
cringy.
with
Yeah,
it.
kind of cringy.
I felt
Yeah.
uncomfortable. I mean, but here's the thing. It was uncomfortable, but they were trying to make it into something, because the cancer was a background for the feud between Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins. So you want to make it as personal, but it wasn't really needed. And this is what happens when you have one guy who is saying all these ideas are great, but then he goes to these 20-plus writers that he has and producers and agents and say, hey, do this. And on the 11th hour, right before Raw starts, at like 7:57 p.m., he's like, screw it, we're doing this. But, that man, Paul Heyman, he's the one kind of doing everything for Raw. So could it get better? Yes, because wrestling always gets better at some point. It has peaks and valleys. And the idea is that I don't think wrestling is going to get so bad again for a while that causes me as a viewer to cancel my subscription and to also just not watch it in
So right now it's tolerable to you, at least.
Yeah, it's tolerable, because for me, paying the $10 a month for the network is because of NXT. Their matches are, A1. You saw some of the guys that are Street Profits. They won their titles in a ladder match. Oni Lurkin, Danny Burch are underrated. They have Tommaso Ciampa, who hopefully comes back from his neck injury soon. You have Adam Cole and Johnny Gargano really killing it, doing well with it. So that's the product for me. On the main roster, you're hoping that it changes a little bit and that it gets better. I mean, but they're going to have some competition. They're going to want to improve, because right now New Japan is doing their G1 Climax, and whoever wins that gets a title shot at the big stage, their version of WrestleMania and Wrestle Kingdom. And it's New Japan suffers a little bit from not actually creating storylines outside of the ring, because you need a little bit of that drama and stuff. But damn, their matches are good quality. I was watching a little bit of Kenta versus Kota Ibushi, and I was like, yeah, about this, or Kazuga Okada and Hirohito Tanahashi. There, I said it. So if you guys want to see what the Hollywood television style of wrestling is, watch the WWE. If you want to see some stiff wrestling where dudes are taking some scary bumps and you don't know what's going on, watch New Japan.
I don't know if you looked on the screen here, but
I beat him.
Yeah,
I beat him.
You beat him. You exacted your revenge.
Exactly. Now I'm going to be in control of the WWE. I can't wait. I look, Vince, I'm saying right now, hire me. I'm in touch. I'm 30, so I remember the Attitude Era, but I know what the modern kids want. I can make the big, bald, muscly guy a star in your show, but I can also make the tiny guy a star as well. Hire me, Vince. I don't want to be a lawyer anymore. Let me write some wrestling, pal. That's all I got for you today, Francisco.
All right, dude. Okay. Let's see. I'm just letting the computers go at it right now because this is already fun enough for me. I don't want to ruin this by actually playing this game. Plus, I think it'll be a lot more fun when I have Andrew here. We actually face each other in a one-on-one match. Alrighty,
We're
so
just gonna end up creating law professors. We'll just change their names.
I mean, we
We'll,
could
we'll
create an
call
entire
one.
league of
We could.
yeah. And,
We can call a certain one negligence.
so I'm actually tuning in to the home run derby right now. Josh Bell is getting ready. Acuna is let's see. He's got about I think he's got 23 home runs. So Braves player who just seemingly destroys the Marlins every time, and I'm assuming that's because of Jose Urena destroying his hand the other last year. So we got Vlad Jr. over there cheering him on. I think they're in that 30-second T-Mobile timeout right now, and all his Dominican buddies are surrounding him right now, trying to give him some advice. But I mean, as far as baseball is concerned, the Marlins, for me, I've been really impressed by their pitching. Jordan Yamamoto, especially the rookie that they called up I think about a month ago now. I think he's got like a 1 point. I forgot, was it 1 point? It's like a 1.2 something ERA right now since he's been called up. It's something ridiculous like that, and we just
You
got.
guys have the fourth best ERA, right?
Yeah, we're one of the best. And look, Vince just DQ'd himself, and
You can handle it. You can handle it.
Verlander's saying that I'm gonna be Juice's ball as well. Hey man, I have nothing against juicing the ball at this point. Really, I'm not. I think Major League Baseball needs to kind of. I know the stats and everything are sacred in baseball, and I get that as far as the history. But listen, we're not all old men. We all don't have to get off our lawns and all types of stuff. But I don't know. I think, and this is coming from somebody who wants to shorten the MLB season and just kind of make it more compelling in that sense. Make the games worth more by shortening the season. I'm not. I don't mind juicing the baseballs. Okay, at this point, it's fine.
Says the pitcher who I think gave up the most home runs this season.
Yeah. He made the All-Star team.
Yeah. Well, he's allowed 26 home runs this season, man. I mean, is it the fact that they're juicing the balls or doing anything that?
Or is it the fact that Justin Verlander is like 36 years old or something, and
yeah, and he's hitting the wall that a lot of mid-30 pitchers have hit.
And he pitches in Houston.
And pitches in Houston. I mean, look, what do you want? What do you want? You want, what's the next step? You're gonna say this, or you're gonna say, oh, don't pitch me on this day because it's a shorter field. Because Yankee Stadium is very hitter friendly.
Right.
Course field can be sometimes the altitude. Like, what are you gonna do? Just do your job, man. Do your job. Because if someone's connecting the ball on you, it's because they read you and they read your pitch count, and their scouting team is excellent.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I don't know if it's just juicing the ball or just that. I think players in general nowadays are just better athletes. They're better coached. They're better trained. They train in the off season. I mean, there's no real shortage of downtime for a lot of these guys. So I think just skill level is just up more than it's ever been. Even on the pitching side. So.
But even the young guys are so good too, because you have Biagio's kid, you have Vladdy Jr. They're learning the craft. I mean, the minor leagues are different too. You got some guys who are just building up into it. And you mentioned it. Baseball, for all intents and purposes, is a 24/7 sport for these guys when it comes to conditioning and training. You don't have guys who get the Deion Waiters effect where they just take off one off season and they forgot their shot and they gain like 50 pounds.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No. It's not that. I mean, you have the occasional baseball player like that, or a relief pitcher, what have you. But I think that I'm all if they are juicing the baseball, I'm all for it anyways. Because look,
Home runs sell tickets.
Home runs sell tickets. People want to see offense. People want to see the long ball.
We don't have a pitching derby. We don't have a pitching derby. We
Oh,
don't
no.
have Verlander and Stroman and, my own Mashiro Tanaka just doing, hey, throw into the strike zone, man. And, whoever gets more strikes than balls wins.
No.
It's a craft you can appreciate because I think baseball is one of the more intelligent sports out there, right outside of boxing. But the thing that makes it awesome is seeing the long ball. I can't catch a wild pitch, right?
Nope.
Or I can't catch a general pitch. I can catch a foul ball. I can catch a home run. People want that, and I get it. And if I'm a pitcher, maybe I would kind of feel some type of way towards it. But dude, how about this? You're gonna make money. If you could be the pitcher who doesn't give up 26 home runs,
He's probably not complaining. Yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna be the pitcher people want to pay. So think about that mindset.
Yeah.
How about that?
Oh yeah. I mean, it's just stats in general. I just don't think that nowadays I mean, yeah, when you get a player becoming very legendary in that sense, like CC Sabathia, he's
Yes.
coming up on all of these records that just speak towards his longevity. That he's been able to amass 3,000 strikeouts. He's been able to amass 250 plus wins. So that's where the stats certainly become something important. But in between those players that get to that point at the end, it really doesn't matter to me. It's fun seeing a guy it's fun seeing it hurts as a Marlins fan seeing Christian Yelich doing so awesomely. But man, the guy's got 31 home runs at the All-Star break. He could hit 50 plus.
Look, it's going to hurt because this will be the first time that I can recall having traded away a back-to-back NL MVP. It's coming. I mean, it's between him or Bellinger. And I'm inclined to give it to Yelich if he keeps the momentum for one sole reason. You hardly see them do it.
Yeah.
A-Rod, I think, was the only one who did it last time, but that might not even be accurate. I think there was a year gap in between. I will check on that in a second.
Back-to-back. Barry Bonds. If it wasn't A-Rod, it was probably Barry Bonds. So, but back to the stats, it's just the traditional baseball stats. Yeah,
It was every 2 years for A-Rod.
And I think the traditional baseball stats are being diminished by sabermetrics.
Yeah.
Because now, we now have different means of measuring players, especially like wins above replacement. Nobody heard of that before.
So actually, yeah. I mean, I think we shot this idea off on one of the messenger chats like a couple weeks ago. But what is the most useless statistic?
Yeah. I mean,
Wins
wins are.
War is like a contract thing. That's a contract negotiation tactic. I don't use that's speculation. That's speculation's best.
Right. Yeah, you're
Analytical data as what I think you would be, or you're going to be 7 games up to a victory.
right. That's true. It is more of a contract sort of, and players are, to their credit, are using it for their negotiations. So that's more power to them when it comes to that. With their, placing their value. But of course, it's a double-edged sword because teams can look at you as saying, "Oh, you're a minus here," and kind of offer you less money or not offer you a contract at all. But most useless, I mean, a lot of the traditional Major League Baseball stats are now becoming useless. I mean, wins for a pitcher have become useless now.
That's why we got the ERA, right?
Yeah. I mean, wins have just become useless. It has become, credit to CC, 250. That's not an easy thing to do. That means you've kept your team in the game for most, if not all of those things. But, they have to score runs and all that stuff for him to get there. Heck, they might have even made up for some of his shortcoming in some of those starts where he gave up a ton of runs, but team kind of also put up like 10 runs just to help him win. So it's
I mean, it was either, I think in that conversation, it was between war or plus and minus in basketball. Because plus minus, I think it's tough to put that much.
I'm very surprised that basketball started using plus minus because plus minus it's something that they took from hockey. And even in hockey, plus minus is seen as a very misleading stat because it essentially you're just saying that okay, when I'm on the floor or I'm on the ice, my team is +1 plus whatever. In hockey, it's points. So that basically, I'm on the ice for goals and or for scoring, but it's very misleading because yeah, you could be on the ice, but maybe you were on the ice for what, 1 second, 2 seconds when they scored a goal. So really not much of contribution from you. Or in basketball, I mean, you could be on the floor, but you're just not really doing anything. You might be just standing around, or maybe you're just setting up screens. You're just doing all that. You're not really doing the actual grunt work of that stuff. Whereas maybe you could be replaced by somebody who could just be just as good at what you do and have the same plus or minus. It doesn't really bear anything on you. It just bears more on your teammates than anything else.
Plus, I want to contribute to this because, in my ignorance of hockey, you would think I don't know certain things, but one of my favorite stats that I like that they use, and please correct me on this, don't they have like the stat that records an assist to an assist that led up to the goal?
Yeah, the hockey, when it comes to assists, hockey has 2 assists. So you have the primary assist and you have a secondary assist. So yeah.
And I really feel that needs to be implemented in the NBA.
I'm surprised it doesn't because a lot of broadcasters even say, "Hey, give that guy the hockey assist," which
it would just be, it would really get you an idea of that player's value as opposed to the plus minus, or what's the other thing to do, the PER. Player, it's something we'll do like player performance. I'll check on that in a second. The PER kind of makes sense, but it's really like their WAR. But in the NBA, none of that really matters anyway, because they just pay you on, it's just like gas prices. You just buy high, sell low, do what you can, blah, 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 blah.
yeah.
Or the other way around that you do it, because some guys get contracts that are out of the wazoo. PR is just a player efficiency rating.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's more like WAR to me, and I think both of them are unnecessary, but it's just what they kind of use. I think that was their break point.
I mean, that's been one of the hot take or hot stat line that a lot of people are using for the NBA, as you said, is efficiency. Oh, well, Russell Westbrook is a perfect example of somebody that a lot of people would say is an inefficient basketball player, but he does score. He does put up his triple doubles.
I think it's to justify their choices at MVP because, not to belabor something we talked about a couple weeks ago, but I felt that Giannis was kind of like the wrong MVP. Like, I get it, but I didn't feel it was him. I felt it was Harden, and I'm looking at their value PER. Giannis is 30.95, and then Harden was 30.62. Mind you, that Harden had more assists and more points per game compared to Giannis, who had higher points per game but higher rebounds because of the position that he plays. So maybe they use that PR as justification for giving the awards. And look, the awards matter in basketball more than anything else. Why? Because that's part of the collective bargaining agreement that gets you the big-ass contracts,
right,
with the Supermax deal. And,
well, I remember there's a reporter here in South Florida called Ira Winderman, and he hates that. He hates that that essentially the media is deciding the contract situations for these players. He hates that. He doesn't feel that's their place. And I agree with him, actually. I agree with him. I think it should be something that's a negotiation between, I don't know, an objective arbiter could do that, could kind of, when it comes to having an all-NBA team, that sort of thing, because that's what they're doing. The media places these guys on the all-NBA team, and all of a sudden those guys are up eligible for supermax contracts and stuff like that. That's not. I think it's a bit unfair. I don't know if they could have like a machine, a nice cold machine like the BCS, and of course there'll be issues with that too. But at the very least, it'll be an objective kind of system, or
I
have.
don't know if you could sell a player on an arbiter though.
Yeah.
You know, because only now has arbitration benefited the MLB.
That is, it took a while. It took a long while.
And the thing is, the NBA players fought so hard to be as prevalent in their entire sport industry, because what they're doing now, the last couple of years, has not been like that at all. Anybody who's a casual NBA fan or just getting into it think that it's always been a player-driven league. Like, nah, man. Like, it was always this. But I think the lack of personality and ownership, I think the easily accessible market that is basketball as a sport, it has more international acclaim. So it gets a lot of international people. That's why Houston's very big. That's the reason why they kind of went with Yao, aside from Yao being Yao Ming and being just like 7'1". You had an international appeal, but they should get more of the revenue. And there are some concerns. There's some talks about, hey, if they try to restrict players from getting this massive amount of contracts in the next CBA, maybe they'll shorten the season and have a lockout. But that's so far ahead that we don't want to knock on wood have that happen.
Yeah. No, I mean, there's going to be a lockout in the NHL probably soon enough. I know that much. I think the NBA is riding a very good wave of media and just its brand right now. So I would say that they try to avoid any sort of contentious labor situations, because they're in a prime position to become. I don't know if they'd be the number one sport, because I think football is still very ingrained in a lot of small areas around the country that it wouldn't be that way, but it's getting up there, that's for sure.
Well, you gotta think of here's the thing too, and not to make it controversial, maybe we'll do this when Andrew comes around and he's feeling better, but it's the idea that basketball might have more of appeal to kids because there's concerns about concussions in children and school sports with regards to football. So maybe a parent might want to have them do basketball as an alternative. Who knows?
I mean, basketball's appeal is the fact that yes, you can basically play it for cheap. All you need is just the court, which there's plenty of, the court, the net, and the ball. It's a very low entry cost for any sort of parent to get their kid into. Hockey's an incredibly expensive sport. That's why it's so hard for it to kind of gain an appeal. There's ice rinks are not as prevalent as basketball courts. It's just renting the ice time is expensive as hell. The equipment is pretty expensive. I mean, you can find it fairly cheap, but you're still gonna spend about $500 on equipment if you buy it cheaply, And baseball, heck, those aluminum bats aren't cheap either when you're a kid.
Not even just that, but I think baseball here's the thing. Baseball is the most patient sport.
Yeah.
Young kids are not patient.
That is true.
Kids in general are not patient, and I think that's like the split that they have. But that's something maybe we'll revisit when Andrew comes around, because I want his input on that.
Yeah, let's see. I learned when I was learning how to play hockey. Yeah, I've spent about like $500 in equipment, and that's starting from day one. Imagine having a kid, and they're growing.
Yeah.
So you're buying equipment pretty much every other year to try and accommodate that kid. So that's expensive as hell. What do you do with basketball? You just buy new shorts. New shorts and a new shirt or jersey, and that's it.
And you tell them that those
new shoes
are going to be as effective as that big baller brand shoes. Hell, they might even last longer.
That's true. And football, the same thing. As far as the equipment costs. Now, mind you, football has a lot more funding and a lot more boosters and things like that. That, heck, if your kid is good, they'll find a way to get you the money to get him where he's got to go. But
don't tell it to the NCAA.
Shh. No, the NCAA knows. They definitely know. Dude, I have no idea whether I'm doing well in this wrestling match or not.
Well, I mean, you haven't lost yet, but you got 5 minutes and 29 seconds on my screen to
Yeah,
see if you make it.
I'm just trying to get like Steve Austin is just destroying me right now.
Well, listen, Sporty McGoof, you put him in a steel cage. Francisco, you gotta understand the style of play is if I know I'm gonna get an ass beating.
No, nope. I got pinned. I just got pinned.
You got this. You got this.
Nope.
You lost to a
Yeah,
body slam?
yeah. I got pinned.
32?
Yeah, I was rotating the joystick like crazy. I just couldn't get out of it. I don't know why.
Terrible. But I don't know, man. I know that's all I got on that input.
All right, dude. Yeah. So I guess we can kind of call it here because
Okay, well,
we're past the 9 o'clock time where we usually end.
we'll give it the last rites. So thank you everybody for joining us. Thank you for hearing me take the lead in the intro. So I feel that it's fashion that I take the outro.
Oh yes. So we'll put up our thank you screen.
Keep in mind it might be a slow month of the year for sports just because of everything, but you got the All-Star game to watch. Watch some home run derby. Watch some wrestling.
There's some Canadian football if you guys are into that. I'm sure ESPN 2 shows it.
Oh yeah, I mean I think they had a world softball classic somewhere. Joey Chestnut probably prepping for his next domination of eating hot dogs as I'm trying to eat a salad and I see this grown man eating like 60 hot dogs and I just kind of want to kick him in the crotch. There's always more fun. There's going to be some boxing coming on. We're going to have fun with it, guys. But, in the meantime, until you see us, I'm Charles. That's Francisco.
Yep.
Thanks for being with us.
Alrighty. Take care, everybody. See you, I guess hopefully next week.
Hopefully.